Hi everybody, happy Monday. It's Debbie and Boo here to tell you some more stories today. Today we're going to start with a song, and it's about some watermelon growing down by the bay. I wonder if you know it. It goes like this. You can help me, please help me if you know it. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, have you ever seen a fly wearing a tie? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mama will say, have you ever seen a bear combing his hair? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, have you ever seen a goose kissing a moose? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, have you ever seen a whale with a polka dotted tail? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, have you ever seen a llama wearing his pajamas? Down by the bay. Last time, are you ready? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mama will say, has there ever been a time when you couldn't make a rhyme? Down by the bay. Well, I certainly hope you got to sing that with me. That's a really fun song with rhyming words, and it's fun to rhyme words, isn't it? Well, we have a book today that's actually a book that I've had for a very long time, and it's about a man that sells caps, and a cap is like a hat that you wear on your head. And when he sells his caps, he puts all the caps on top of his head, and then he walks down the street and he says, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. And every time I say that, you can help me sell the caps. Are you ready? Try it with me. Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. All right, here we go. This is one of those very, very big books. Here we go. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. That's a lot of caps on his head, isn't it? First, he had on his own checked cap, and then a bunch of gray caps, and then a bunch of brown caps, and then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, what color's on the top? He had some red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight, so not to upset his caps. And as he walked along, get you ready to help me now, he said, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. And that would be so his customers would come buy caps from him. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, ready? Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. So he began to feel hungry, and he had no money for lunch. I think I'll go for a walk in the country, said he, and he walked out of town slowly, slowly, so not to upset his caps. He walked for a very long time until he came to a great big tree. That's a nice place for a rest, thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree, and he leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put his hand up to feel that they were straight. First, he felt his own checked cap, and then the gray caps, and then the brown caps, and then the blue caps, and on the very top, the red caps. They were all there, and he fell fast asleep. He slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested and ready to sell his caps. But did you see his head? He doesn't know yet, but look, something is missing. Oh no, I wonder what happened. Before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. But all he felt was his own checked cap. Oh no! He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in back of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Oh no! What is he going to do? Then he looked up into the tree. Do you know what he saw? I wonder what he saw. Oh no. On every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Let's see if we can count all these monkeys. Are you got your counting caps on? Let's see. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this page. Let's see how many are on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should we count all of them? Do you think you can? That's a lot. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 monkeys with his 16 caps. What is he going to do? The peddler looked at the monkeys, and the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them, you give me back my caps. Can you try that? Help the peddler. You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. They were imitating him. So when he went like this, they went, tss, tss, tss. Can you try that? Tss, tss, tss. Oh my, I bet that made him angry. This made the peddler angry. So he shook both hands at them and he said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. And the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and they went, tss, tss, tss. Can you try all of those? Let's see. First the peddler said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. Kind of angry. Can you do that? You monkeys, you give me back my caps. And then the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and they went, tss, tss, tss. They're silly. Now, the peddler was quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. Can you try that? You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their foot back at him and they went, tss, tss, tss. Oh my. They think he's playing with them and he is not playing, is he? By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry, and he stamped both of his feet, and he shouted, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. Can you try that? You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him, and they went, tss, tss, tss. Can you try that? Tss, tss, tss. Oh my, what is he going to do? At last, the peddler became so angry, he pulled up his cap and he threw it on the ground, and he walked away. He said, I give up. But guess what the monkeys did when he did that? Each of the monkeys pulled the cap from their head, and all of the gray caps and the brown caps and the blue caps and the red caps came flying out of the tree. Look, all over the grass. Because when he took off his hat, they imitated him and they took off their caps. I think he's going to get his caps back. So the peddler picked up his caps and he put them back on top of his head. First his own checked cap, and then the gray caps, and then the brown caps, and then the blue caps, and on the very top, you guessed it, the red caps. And slowly, slowly, the peddler went back to town calling, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. I hope he sells some of his caps, don't you? They look really cool. I'd like to have one of those red ones, and I'd put it on my head like this. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope if you go outside today that monkeys don't come and take your caps, because then you'd have to shake your fists and pull off your cap for them to do that too. Bye, friends. See you tomorrow.